Let me ask you another question on a related subject. At the famous cabinet meeting of June 12th, the famous televised cabinet meeting, you're all arrayed around the table. When it was your turn to speak, no, this is a serious question. When it was your turn to speak, you reported to the president that you had just returned from Europe, from a pair of global health summits, and you told him that that folks, this is a quote, folks are enthusiastic about the U.S. role
Yes.
in global health security. So I was curious about that. I've covered this issue in the past. I called a couple of people I know in Europe who deal with pandemic-related issues, CDC-style issues, and they reported to me that they're actually in a kind of cold panic because they saw the Trump budget cutting CDC funding, not only CDC funding that's based in ACA, but emergency preparedness funding, $100 million in emergency preparedness funding to combat future pandemics. So, and the reason that they're in a panic is because they respect our system so much.
Sure.
CDC is the best agency in the world. They all know that the World Health Organization is not quite as useful, let's be fair, as the CDC. So I just want you to square that for me. You come back and tell the president, and maybe you're trying to signal to the president that this is important stuff.
It was a remarkable trip. I went to Liberia to go on the front lines of the folks who fought the Ebola crisis. And every single person in this room can be incredibly proud of the work that Americans did in concert with Liberians to stem the tide there, the work that the CDC did and NIH and HRSA. That was a devastating crisis at that point, but it would not have ended the way it did in a positive way without the United States and the global health security that
So why would you cut the CDC's budget?
I then went to Berlin, to the G20 Health Summit.
We'll get there. We're going to get there.
We'll get there.
Yeah, I guess we're going to get there.
I went to Berlin to the G20 Health Summit, to individual after individual, where I openly and publicly said that the United States is engaged in a very positive way on global health security and the global health security agenda. Then went to Geneva for the World Health Assembly, where we elected a new Director General of the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros from Ethiopia, and we've been working diligently with him. And each and every place, I was met with nothing but positive feedback and reassurance from folks who said, we are so thrilled that the United States is being so forward-leaning on global health security and the importance of the global health security.
So they were praising
agenda.
President Obama for sending the army to Liberia.
They were praising the United States right now.
No, I'm not. No. The Liberian response was an Obama administration response to Ebola.
Sure. Look, this isn't one side or the other. The United States has an incredibly important role to play in terms of world health.
Right.
In fact, I believe we are the leader in positive activity in the world for not just global health security,
Right.
but for the advancement of better health.
I agree with you wholeheartedly, which is why I'm asking you, why would you cut the CDC budget when the CDC does such a good job as the global leader in prevention of pandemics?
And the premise to that question is that the CDC budget right now, or any budget right now, is exactly where it ought to be, and there are no efficiencies that can be gained. And I would suggest to you that the budget, as you know, doesn't become law.
Right.
This is a first step in the process. The Congress has a big say in this process, and the conversation that we're having with the appropriators right now is a robust conversation. But I would suggest to you that there are efficiencies that can be had, and we can actually bring more resources to the battle of whether it's innovation, whether it's NIH research and funding, whether it's CDC, whether it's global health security, the kinds of things that are an absolute priority for the United States
Right.
and for the President.